Chess training day 3. Let's learn and analyze this situation. In this puzzle, we can see that white's king is in check from the rook at b8. How does it proceed? The white moves to a2. How do we know that it is a blunder? What can black do to force checkmate? First, we'll look for all the checkmate patterns. How can we give checkmates? How can we give check to the king? There are so many ways in this scenario. First is you can give a check using the queen. Another is you can give a check by using the rook. Another is you can give a check using the bishop. There are three ways to give a check. Now, let's eliminate one by one. If we give a check using our bishop, the king simply moves to a1. Can we give another check now? Is there a forcing move? Because in a check, opponent has to move the king to respond to the check. That's the only legal way. We eliminate giving check using our bishop. What is the other way? We give a check using our rook. What will happen in this situation? Is it a good move? Let's consider. Let's learn. No. The rook simply gets captured by the king or even by the rook. This is not a considerable move. Now, the last check we have is using the queen. Is it a good move? Yes. What are the options for the white to respond for this check? Now, the one thing is the rook can come in between. In this case, there will be a battery of rook and queen and that will lead to checkmate. So that is a poor move. Now, another option to stop this check is to put our queen in between. But then also our queen gets captured and this is a poor move. So another last step the king has is to move to a1. Now we force the king to move to a1. What now we can do to force moves to the king? Now we can see there's no check coming to the king. Hold on. There's one. How? We can just eliminate the defender of the king and make the king alone so that checks can be given easily by the queen. How can we remove the defender? Think. There's just one way to eliminate the defender, the rook, which is at b1. We exchange rooks. Now the king must capture. King captures. Now, how can we proceed further? How can we force king to move? Now, if we see all the spots that the king have, on row 1, there's only one spot available for the king, and that is a1 to move. If we give a check, we know that the king has to move to a1. And what are the options that we can give a check to the king? We can give our check by putting our queen to c1. But that is a poor move. It gets captured either by knight or by the king. We don't consider it. Second is we give a check using our queen and moving our queen to d1. But is it a good move? We think so, but it is not, because what we missed is that king, the queen, the white queen captures our queen. So this move is also poor. The another way to give a check is using the queen to e1 position. But in this way also the king moves back to b2 and king escapes. So this move is also not considerable. Another option we keep this option alive, but another option we have is to give a check by the bishop. And in this move, the king has to move to a1. No other choice. So we force the king to move back to a1. Now comes the deadly move. Now we are again looking for forcing moves. We are again looking for checks. And now we can see that there is only just one good move. As we have checked another spots, the queen can move to c1, but it gets captured by the knight. If it goes to d1, it gets captured by the queen. But what if the queen moves to e1 now and it gives a check, and now the king has two valid moves, because other two moves are because anything that comes in between has no defenders. Suppose the queen comes in between, it's simply captured. If the knight comes in between, it is simply captured. So they are just delaying what's coming further. Now the king has king. Now the king has to move. Now we analyze, we think in our head that how the king can move. King has two spots to move. Either it comes to a2 or it can come to a1. If it comes to a2, we give checkmate by using the battery of knight and queen. If the king comes to b2, we give a checkmate again by using the same battery. There's no way to stop this checkmate. The checkmate is ultimate. ultimately coming. What white can do is can delay it. That's all. And now the king has to move, and that will be a checkmate. I hope you get to learn things from this puzzle. If you want me to proceed further and make more such videos, subscribe this channel and do let me know what type of puzzles you want.